Hello students, continuing with the internet basics, and today we are going to discuss about the routers. First, what are the routers? Routers are the hardware component. It's a device that is used to transfer the information between the computer network. Then many times here we are using a term bandwidth. What is actually bandwidth? Bandwidth is the amount of data that can be transferred over the network in the given time period. In the certain time period, whatever data is transferred on the network, that is called as bandwidth. And the speed of the bandwidth, the unit of the bandwidth is bits per second, bps. So nowadays the capacity of the networks have increased, they have a greater capacity, so therefore now the unit for measurement of the bandwidth is millions of bits per second, mbps, millions of bits per second, or a greater unit, billions of bits per second, gbps. The more bandwidth with the data connection can send the more data in a time or can receive more data in a time. This can be compared just with a pipe. Thicker the pipe, more will be the water that is flowing. So similarly here also, more the bandwidth, more will be data that will flow through the network. Now we have yet another important component while we are working with the internet, that is internet browsers. All the software application which help you to surf the net are all known as internet browser. They help you to display, to interact with the data, images, videos, games, everything that is present on a web page at a website. So without internet browsers, one will not be able to use the internet. So we make use of number of internet browsers. One of the very common is the Internet Explorer, that is by default in your systems if you have Windows operating system. So it was developed by the Microsoft Corporation, and you can get a broad perspective of surfing to the net with this Internet Explorer. The good thing about the Internet Explorer is that you can quickly swipe back and forth between the pages. If you have to move quickly between the pages, you can do that. Responsiveness is good. It won't take time to respond to your demand, to your clicks. Live sites, pins, all these are available in this. So nowadays we make use of the Internet Explorer 11, and it will be there in your system. It is a default browser for all the Windows computers. You need not to install it from a separate site. Already you are a Windows user, so this will be there in your computer. It's a pre-installed already. It's a default browser. Then moving ahead, we have yet another, that is Microsoft Edge. This is also developed by Microsoft and is included exclusively in Windows 10. In Windows 10, this internet browser is replaced by Microsoft Edge browser. So if it is a Windows 10 in your computer, that means you will be having Microsoft Edge as an internet browser. Let us look at the elements of Microsoft Edge home screen. You can see, as usual, we'll be having the tabs at the top left corner. Then we will have the tab here also, the new tab. This is in again for a new page, new tab. Then we have over here the favorite, reading, history, download. So all together this is called as a hub. Then we have this settings. These dots are for setting, for making this home page according to our requirement. Here we have an icon to share. Here we have the icon to add note. There we have the search bar because it works as a search engine also. So we'll be having the search bar. We have the home page if we are somewhere on a website and we want to come to the first page, the home page is there. To move ahead the pages, forward is there. If the things are not going well, it's taking time, we have refresh. To move back to the pages, we have a back button. So these are the components or the elements of a Microsoft Edge home screen. Then another very famous browser, Firefox. Firefox can be installed from the site, and it also have the features like tabbed browsing is there, spell checking is there, live bookmarking is there, download manager is there, and you can have the keyboard shortcuts with this. We have Netscape Navigator, commonly we call this as the Netscape. It is a very popular browser of 1990s, but because that time Microsoft Explorer, that is Microsoft Internet Explorer, was very famous. So these both the browsers were tough competitors of each other, and it is available with number of wide range of operating system. Now it can run on number of operating systems. We have Safari. Safari is developed by Apple and it was first released on the desktop in 2003, and the mobile version is also available, which has been bundled with iOS devices, but that was launched in year 2007. It too has the feature of tabbed browsing, that is you will be available with number of tabs for browsing. We'll have the bookmark management, ad blocking, history markup, bookmark search, text search, spelling search, mail integration, built-in password management. These are some of the features that are provided by Safari that you will not find in other web browsers. Then we have the Google Chrome. It's a free web browser from the Google. Nowadays we are making use of this Google Chrome. It is being very famous. So it is from Google, as the name itself is indicating, Google Chrome, and is a very famous web browser. The Chrome is actually derived from the graphic user interface frame of the Chrome of web browser. It's a graphic interface, that is why it is called as Google Chrome. Chromium is another one, that is an open source project behind the Google Chrome. So here also in the Chrome we are going to get the tabbed browsing. We can have the tabs by which we can move between the windows even by using the dragging feature. Now let us have a look at the interface of Google Chrome. How it looks like. What is the interface? So the interface is somewhat like this. As usual, here we are going to have the tabs. In this one you can see new tab, new tab, new tab. So we have the multiple tabs. That means we can open multiple sites at a time. You can open one site, or if you wish you can open more than one site. Then here we have the buttons for the backward and forward, to go back or to go forward in the pages. We have a refresh button over here. This is the address bar where we are going to type down the URL of the site that we are visiting. We have the option of bookmark over here. These are the hangouts, customized buttons that are going to control the settings of this Google Chrome. Here's the Google account. Your Google account will be visible over here. These are the Google apps. This is going to display you the apps like Drive and all. This is the search box because it's also just like a search engine. So here we get a search box where you can type the text to search the things, or even you can search it by the voice. So this was all about the web browsers.